Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we're going to do our gold and silver technical analysis. I'm going to be doing a little bit different. I'm going to be using TradingView this time. I think everyone's going to get a little bit more out of this. And what I'm going to do is I can zoom in, I can pull back out very easily so you guys can get the most benefit out of this by me looking at the charts this way. We're going to go over gold, silver, dollar, 10-year, and then some of the companies, ETFs and whatnot. So we're going to dive right in. Again, this is just my financial opinion. Please don't use it as advice. But we'll dive into the charts and let the charts do the talking here. So here we go. I'm going to throw up the fractals first kind of on our pullbacks. And what I'm going to do here, I'm just going to try to line this up. And I think it's about right in this section there. And what I'm doing is I'm aligning this with the top and coming on down and making all these alignments in here where you get these pause points and resistance support levels. So just by looking at this, this is what we look for. This is like the holy grail, is when you can find big patterns like this that break. Sometimes they break to the downside, give a false pattern there like this one, broke to the downside and then just started rallying. But it did break its long-term pattern there. Actually, let me delete that one out. Yeah, came in, hit it, and then it broke right there. And then we had this monster run. So what we're looking for now is, where's our break up here? What we have is this big cup and handle pattern. We've got support underneath it. That's where the support was. Here's the pullback. It's bouncing on the support, came down a little bit below it. So that's what it looks like there. Now, if I zoom in a little bit more, get a little bit better thing here. Look at that. Looks fantastic, guys. This is what I like. And I like how we have the big buying pressures as a bullish engulfing candlestick right here. We pulled on up, small little down day. And usually what you might see is a couple down days and then we launch higher. So that looks fantastic from a big long-term perspective. If we zoom in even more, you can see the breakout. Remember, we're zoomed way in on a 3-month here. I'm going to zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. Big break on volume, breaking out of the top here. That's exactly what we want to see. Volume and large buying pressure. The selling pressure is all muted through here. Look at how the buying days are all larger than the selling days. See all that? Big buying pressure. We had a little bit of a sell-off, but this right here, the way this looks, is really, really good. And now we're just kind of going sideways after the break, and I think it will resolve itself higher, or maybe we do a full retest before moving on up. Let's get into silver here. See what we have for silver. Again, I'm going to zoom back out. That's what it looks like for all. I'm going to throw some patterns up here. We'll see if this is where I want to start it. So coming on down, it's probably about there-ish. So zooming on in, this is what it looks like from a big picture view. Nice big buying pressure, the selling pressure for a sideways move. We hit all the way back to this retracement level, and we're kind of moving sideways at the moment. Let's zoom in and see what we've got. We have a downtrend line that's broken here. Check. We come on up. The buying pressure and the selling pressure that we can see in the candlesticks is favorable for the buyers. The buyers are in control. Big buying pressure, small selling pressure. Coming on here, let's zoom in again. Do a 3-month as we zoom in and in. We're seeing these patterns over and over. And looking at the right-hand side, we have some selling and buying, basically battling and dueling it out. We do have some support right where my horizontal line is here. So it looks pretty good. We've got some resistance up here as well. So we're in a channel going back and forth, battling between the buyers and sellers. Sellers, I would say, have a little bit of an upper hand as, well, we came in with big buying pressure, but there's also somewhat some selling pressure through here as well. It's a pretty even battle. And whenever we get to this 24, 25 zone, we find support, and that's where all the candlesticks contract in size and in reverse. So silver looks pretty good. Doesn't look too bad, and we broke the downtrend line. So everything's still intact that I can tell. Platinum, we're going to take a look at that next. I'm going to do a big picture view, and man, platinum looks really good from a big picture view. Let's draw it from here on out. Let's blow this thing out. And I'm going to say, let's see here. Looks about right, somewhere in there. Looking at this, we can draw our trend line in here, blowing on down. We broke that. Now this is on a, remember, the big picture view. Big trends, big pattern, big moves to the upside. We broke out to the upside, pull back, and now we're trying to move back up. Looking at the candlesticks, we have stronger buying pressure coming through here than the selling pressure. This is good. This can move on up. So zooming on in, this is what we look at when zoomed in. So zooming on in over here, we'll keep pounding on in here. We do have some selling pressure, and you can see the selling pressure. I'm going to zoom back out a little bit more here. And what I see here, I'm just going to draw it kind of backwards here, is kind of through here. If I grab another line here, see, we've got this ascending wedge type pattern there. We came on, we broke to the downside, and we've got a little bit of a pullback going on right now. And you can see it with the selling pressure here. We're going to say, okay, this is going to go into a pullback mode. We're coming down, and now we're looking for support. And that's what we're looking for next, is where is this pullback going to end and turn and reverse higher? I have not seen this reversal yet, so we're still in pullback mode until I see it. So we're in a short-term pullback on a long-term chart break. And I drew that pattern in here. That's where the pattern is, coming down on a zoomed in pattern. So we are in a little bit of a pullback still, and I think eventually it'll resolve upward with the big long-term picture. Looking at, let me see if we got the US dollar here. It's probably just USD. And remember, guys, I haven't really used this one too much. So USD futures, continuous. We'll skip the dollar for today. I'll figure this out later. And then let's see if we can do the 10-year treasury here. This is a big long-term picture view. I'm going to throw a pattern in here, a downtrend line. And the downtrend line, get it to, man, it's like right in this area here that you could draw it anywhere in here. That's where I'm drawing it. And we zoom on in, and we are coming up above it. We'll see if we can hang out here and reverse this downtrend. Zooming in a little bit, here's the 6-month. And this is what I've kind of been looking at. So we've got bigger buying pressure and smalling seller pressure. We're in a pullback right now on the right-hand side right here over the past couple of days. But overall, it looks good with it looks good to move higher in yields since we have this downtrend line break. We also can say that we have a trend line coming through here, right there. So we came down, we broke to the downside, we broke back up, did a retest, and now we're moving on up in yields. So that's what the 10-year yield looks like on a big long-term perspective. Let's look at GDX from a big long-term perspective. Let's throw a pattern in here. It's about right there. So looking at this, what do we got? Buying pressure, selling pressure coming through here is favorable for the buyers. I don't really see too much of a trend line. We've got a support resistance line going horizontal through here. And then what we want to do is we want to smash through this line there. If we zoom in, this is on the 6, let's go to 1 year. This is a 1 year. So we've got that line coming through here. We've got the support line that's coming through here. And we're coming on up on the right-hand side, trying to break back above the 36, 35, 75, somewhere in that range. We've got a little bit of selling pressure. This is almost a bearish engulfing. You may see a little bit more selling pressure. This is a bullish engulfing here. So we're going to move higher, and then we're kind of pausing here for a little bit on the short term with the candlesticks. So that's GDX. We'll go to SILJ here. Here's SILJ, do a big picture view, back out. And what I am seeing is, man, this dropped right in. So I'm going to draw a line here. Let me draw this guy. Say the best fit is about maybe through there or so. So you got the horizontal line coming through there, coming on down. Big buying pressure, kind of came into a bunch of sellers through this region up here, sold off a little bit, but let's zoom in a little bit more. Let's do a 1 year. So zooming on in, there's your downtrend line. Zoom back out. Got this kind of topping pattern, pulled back, broke out to the upside. Looking on the right-hand side here, we've got bigger buying pressure coming through here, kind of a big selling pressure day there. That was probably a manipulation try day. Coming on up, kind of a, we'll call it a hammer pattern here. Doesn't look too bad. Zoom in a little bit more. Zoom in. See what we got over on this side here. A little bit stronger selling pressure coming through, so we may still have a pullback left in us here. Let's go to a 5-day. Looking at it, coming on back, pulling back. Nice, good buying pressure at the end of the day here. Maybe we're going to try to reverse it, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. Good, strong close here. The downtrend line, kind of look at this coming through. We might try to break it tomorrow. We'll see if it breaks tomorrow. Got the volume kicking up. See the volume kick up on the right-hand side here in this big up day, right in here. See that? And then there's your downtrend line that you're trying to break. So let's hope we can break this, guys. I'm just trying to see if I see any other patterns through here. Broke that, kind of a topping pattern. Got some support underneath here, right through here. Some good support. So that's SILJ. Let's go into a company or two. Zooming back out. This is EXK, Endeavour Silver. Coming across. I'll put it about, you know what? I should have came back out, guys. Let me delete that. Come back out because I'm zoomed in there. Okay, that's all. And let's see what we got here. It's probably about where it needs to be. And then we've got this, I see a line coming through here. Yep, going through there. We've got, yeah, it looks actually pretty good. All the lines stack up pretty well. Big buying pressure, small selling pressure, big buying, bearish piercing pattern here to reverse. We're coming on up. Will this reverse lower? Because usually when you have larger down candlesticks and smaller ones coming up, it could continue sideways. But let's zoom in a little bit. Now, this is where you continue. Oops. Here. So we broke this downtrend line here. We're coming on up. If you look at the right-hand side, I'm looking at buying pressure and volume. Big buying pressure, small selling pressure down days. Bullish engulfing for a continuation pattern higher. We do have a little bit of selling pressure, but the volume's kind of low. It doesn't look too bad. It looks like it's all in a continuation move upward. So that one looks good to continue higher on the short term. Kind of looking at it from here. What I see here, just to show you guys some things, you can kind of see that broke there. Yep. We've got this line going across kind of through there. We broke through that, so that's good with some volume, so that's good. So there's that. So we've got coming through here. So I gotta find. Let me think. Let's do Tootin Resources. Looking through here. Big as I can go. Sliding across here. It's about right there. Zooming on in. We've got the pattern here. Support line coming through. We're kind of dipped below it a little bit. Let's do a little more zooming in. We've got buying pressure down here, trying to hold the line. Some accumulators this past couple of days. We've had some selling pressure through here. And hopefully this thing can turn around with these buyers down here, and hopefully gold and silver can turn around, because they've got a lot of royalties up in Canada, and everything is good up there. But that's what this one looks like, just the buyers coming in and trying to buy through here. It's about all I can say. Hopefully this is a kind of a move down that ends. Now looking at Karora, let's do Karora. I do like that chart, so I want to look at that. K-A-O-R, Karora Resources. We'll do a big picture view. Oh, this one looks pretty good, guys. I'm going to just draw a trend line on it. Kind of draw it through here. See how that thing's peeking out right there, and we've got the lows coming up through here. So we've got higher lows, we've got big buying pressure, small selling pressure. This is exactly what I look for in a move. And this thing is, if it breaks to the upside, this thing can move massively. And remember, we're looking at it from a big long-term perspective here. I mean, this chart looks absolutely fantastic, guys. Let's zoom in a little bit. This is a 1 year. Kind of looking at it through here. We've got this nice big buying pressure coming through here. We broke to the upside. It tried to sell off here with this bearish engulfing, but the buyers held the line. We're probably going to pause here for a little bit, and then we're going to move on higher, I think. But from a long-term perspective, this thing looks fantastic if we can break here to the upside and close above this line up here. Looks very, very, I like the way this pattern looks very good for Karora Resources. Looking at something like a metallic minerals, I haven't really looked at this guy. Zooming on in, and what I see is this big buying pressure and then the selling pressure that sold off down here. And sometimes it comes back. We've got a support line through here going across. Pulled a little bit below it and came back above it. Let's zoom in a little bit. Let's do a 1 year. And what got me going here, guys, was this day right here, this big bullish engulfing. The sellers were getting exhausted. No more big selling pressure. Sold back in again, big bullish engulfing pattern. This is where I bought about almost 30 cents, a little bit below 30 cents, and we're moving on up. So this looks really good. This was correlating with a bottom down here. This pattern, right? Keep backing out. Right there. And then we also had a trend line break going on right there. So if you guys want to play this, your least risk purchase was right here. It had good volume. It broke out. It pulled back. Right there's the purchase price, and then it moved on higher. And this is where you want to buy. And you could sell right in here and put it into a free ride if you're a trader. That's where I would have purchased, is to stay right here. You cleared the break. It came on a retest or a back test, and that's how you play it, right through there. So I'll stop there, guys. That's a couple of companies there for you. Overall, the sector looks pretty good. Gold looks very good. If you guys like this type of analysis, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. Please put below if you guys like this type of format. Thanks for listening. This is Finding Value.